Hello, and welcome back to the Life Changes Channel podcast. I'm your host, Dina Court, and I am having a conversation today with a lovely lady. Connie Kobylko is here with us today to share her story, her journey through divorce, through a major brain injury, and how she dug down and came out the other side with a new understanding of joy and how to get in touch with that. And she's actually created a program as well to help guide you through that. So, welcome to our conversation. And for any of you who are watching the video, I apologize. I hate blocking out the sun. And so I am sitting like half in the sun and half not and half in shadow. And it's spring. So I love to welcome it in. So the video quality is a little bit wonky, but sometimes it is. And you're here for the content, not perfection. So we're humans here running this whole community and bringing the people to you who can really inspire you and encourage you through whatever life change and challenge that you are facing, including divorce. So in our content, you will find that we have experts, we have professionals, but we also share people's personal stories. And that is what we're doing today. In today's episode is bringing you one of those amazing people. And she's actually fits both sides of this because she has created something to give back and to help you as well. So listen through, check the show notes for the links that can get you connected with Connie. Besides that, I'm super stoked and excited to remind you to check our website for the brand new magazine. Life Changes and Divorce is now merged. Those two magazines have become one with our new spring edition. It is jam packed with almost 60 pages, including some really jaw dropping stories that people have shared about what has happened in their lives and the journey that they've been on. And besides that, we have a brand new member area for you. Join us so that you are the first to know what's happening and also get free tickets to events and upcoming um, discounts and giveaways and just all kinds of perks and extras. I'm super excited about it. We have some amazing content in our newsletters as well. So every single month, there's a brand new publication coming to you. Scroll back through all these episodes, which you can also find on our YouTube channel. And hopefully, you find the information that you're looking for to help with whatever wall you've hit, whatever challenge or struggle that you're currently facing. Or please share this with someone that you know who could use the encouragement or the information. Is there somebody you're concerned about? Do you have someone in your life who's facing some challenges and you're not sure how to support them, but you want them to know you care? Send them a link to the magazine, to the website, to a blog article, to the podcast episode that really addresses or introduces some information or an expert that could help them in their journey. That's what we're here for. We don't want anyone to feel alone, whether you are the one in the challenge or you feel alone, not sure how to support someone who is facing some difficulties. I love this community. So many people here to help and support you. I am also really honored to be partnered with Safe Tracks. Now, this is a GPS handheld device. There's more information at the link in our show notes, but it is a direct call to get you the help you need. What's unique about it is your personal profile is linked to your call. So even if you can't talk, they know who you are, they know who's calling, and they have some history there to help them determine what's the best help to send for you. And even if you have to be on the move after you make a call, this device can track you through GPS so they can send the help exactly to where you are. So that's just some of the benefits of this. And we have a coupon code UGLOW30 to save $30 on this device. It's peace of mind in the palm of your hand. Now let's jump into our conversation with Connie. Welcome to the Life Changes Channel podcast, Connie. I'm so happy that you're here with me. We have had some interesting conversations already, and I just love the energy, the whole aura around you, and how heart-centered you are. And so I'm really excited to introduce you to the people in this community. And you bring not only a powerful story that many can relate to, but also you are working on a way to help people not have to travel down some of the paths that you found yourself on, and they can learn from your journey. So thank you so much for being willing to share this with us. Tell us a bit about who you are and the path to your why.
Thank you so much for having me here. This truly is a dream of mine. And I'm so greatly honored because what you do really does make a difference in the world of others. And I just want to share to our audience today that there really and truly are so many beautiful resources out there. But when you're walking in the path of all of that mud and that murk, you don't you don't know that there's help out there. And I hope that the message today, after you hear some of my story, inspires you to go seek help. Or if there are people who are watching this podcast and you know of someone who is going through a really difficult journey, it may look like everything is beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, they are crumbling, but they're wearing a mask. And I hope that for those who have someone that is going through something tough, maybe help them, give them a little nudge and say, I heard of this great resource. I don't know if it's for you or not, but it's there. Because truth be told, when you are walking in the land of darkness, you do not see light at all. My journey has brought me to an incredible place in my life right now. And I have to say that it has been a journey. I've been in the dark places to where I am, where I am vibrant and thriving. And life is not perfect, but I love the life that I live. And it brought me to a place where I could create something special for everyone in this world who is experiencing some challenges. I created a program that is a reflection of my walk in life so that you know from my authentic heart that I've walked it, I've lived in it, I've tried different ways to get out of it. And here I am today, smiling and shining and appreciating life and knowing how to overcome some of those obstacles in a better way, not the way that I did it.
Now
Yeah.
you've got us all curious about the ways that you tried, the ways that didn't work, and what did work. And Connie, I love it that you talked about the mask that many people have, and we feel that we have to have that brave face or we have to show strength instead of vulnerability. And that is a message that resonates deeply with me. And many people have heard me say this, that things are not always as they appear, and everyone has a story. Can we please see them with more curiosity and compassion? And I think our whole world would be kinder if we could just pause and even consider what's behind our own mask. And can we show ourselves more grace and kindness and compassion too? So let's dig into your story some more.
Okay. Well, I'd like to share with our audience that I am a mom of three daughters, and I had been married for almost 20 years. And what I thought was a great marriage, not a perfect marriage, truly wasn't. And hindsight is that little evil thing that niggles at your brain. And I've almost had to give hindsight a vacation and just take it out and say, okay, you're done. Go take a trip around the world because you're driving me crazy. Because hindsight, yeah, it's that world of wisdom that you wish you would have had back then.
Mhm.
We make decisions based on where we are. My marriage was not the greatest marriage. I now know that in most cases, I should have listened to all the signs that were telling me that something wasn't quite right. But I'm a caregiver, I'm a nurturer, and I always feel that, I can make it better, right? even if there isn't, 100% love from the other person, I can love enough for the both of us. We welcomed three beautiful girls into this world. I absolutely loved every minute of being a mom. And oh my goodness, we've had such incredible journeys. But when the marriage dissolved, when I had to step away from something that was really toxic, it was a relationship where the trust that should be there wasn't there.
Aw.
It wasn't the person that should have been loved and valued in my entirety.
Mhm.
That yeah, that other people were filling the space that I should have been. And I stayed in that relationship for 5 years more, knowing that this wasn't healthy. Whenever we weren't together, I never knew the where and when and who is that person with. But I stayed because I wanted to create the best environment for my girls. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard that saying, I stayed because of the kids. I was that person. I stayed because of the kids, but I was crumbling. It crushed my health. I had been in the hospital, in and out, because stress really does create a lot of symptoms in your body. I thought I was having heart attacks. It turned out to be anxiety and panic attacks. But then other issues started to happen. When I made the conscious choice that I needed to live a better life, that I needed to be my best self, that I needed to look after me so that I could be the best example to my daughters, there was a lot of negativity that was shared from the other side. Anger is an evil thing. I was angry, he was angry. And instead of us co parenting cohesively, there was definitely a line that was divided. And my children were at that time 8, 13, and 15. And I don't know the entire story, but I know that there was a lot of lies shared about me that were so untrue, and that ultimatums were given to the girls. And the two older ones didn't want to be uprooted from their home because I was choosing to leave the marital home. They chose to stay. And I get that. That was their place of comfort and their place of security. That to them was home. To me, it was not. It was my prison. It was the place that was holding me back. It was the place that wasn't letting me shine. This is where hindsight comes in. If I would have stayed, maybe things would have been different. But I chose to move forward. And I lost my two children as a result. And as a mom, that's not easy because we were so close. It was us four girls doing everything together. And I gave them their space. It was a struggle. They said, Mom, we just need some space. And I said, okay. But I felt in my heart that if I gave them space, that I would lose them. And my heart was right. Because the more time they spent away from me, the more they were immersed in an environment that was toxic and not one where they could see that there's the best in both worlds. So the journey continued with my youngest daughter, Carla, with me by my side, my little 8-year-old. And this mom got to embrace those beautiful moments where she would say, Mommy, you snuggle me. And we would have evening snuggles, right? Mommy, you sit at me. And that was her way of saying, Mom, can I sit on your lap?
Aw.
And where we lived really was a beautiful home. It was on Ada Boulevard. And I have to say that I couldn't afford the rent, but thankfully I was able to make a deal with the owner who had actually put the property up for sale. And I just said, I need a place. I need a place that's filled with light, and your home is filled with light. And I told him my story, and there are great people out there wanting to help and make a difference. I filled his house with people. So he didn't have to worry about an empty house being vandalized. I received a home that was filled with joy. Did I have furniture? Nope. I had some lawn chairs. Carla had a mattress on the floor, and on the day that we were moving, I went to a secondhand store and I bought a used mattress so I wouldn't have to sleep directly on the floor. And we lived like that for over a year. And you know what? It was our best times. It was the hardest of times because there was quite often more month than there was money. I was placed into huge financial debt. I watched every penny. And the people who were coming to take bottles out of the back alley, I struck a beautiful relationship with them. And I said, if I can help you, I will make sure that I leave bottles out on the curbside for you. But just know that there are times where I need those bottles for me too. And let's do this together. We created the most beautiful friendship. They came and picked apples on the tree, and one day they brought an apple pie to my door as a way to say thank you.
It's beautiful.
And there are good people in this world, and we can't judge what's happening in people's lives because I never would have thought that the people who were collecting bottles even had a home that they could build something and create a pie for me, a pie that was made out of love, right? And so the journey continued. I did eventually remarry and had a relationship with four new daughters in my life. And it was incredible. And I loved absolutely every minute of it. But not knowing that, again, when I was looking for love, that I was just ready to accept whatever love I could get and not really explore love and connect with love in the way that I needed to. And that relationship had its really great moments. I absolutely loved those girls, and they didn't call me mom. I didn't expect them to. I was their Con, short for Connie. And we had some incredible journeys together, and they filled the beautiful empty space that was in my heart. And it made me realize that I have so much love to give, no matter how much life has been a struggle and how much love has pulled away from me, that we are always receiving love in the most incredible ways. And it comes from different people in different ways. That relationship ended being very toxic as well, too, and is no longer a place in my life. And so I've lost more children. In that time, I lost my mom, and
Mm.
she was my rock. But I have to share to you and to our listeners, I wore a mask the entire time through my first marriage, through my second marriage, through the loss of my children, through the loss of my stepdaughters. I just kept putting another mask on and another mask on and another mask on. And those layers were getting deeper and deeper. And when this second relationship failed, and it was scary, I had to seek help from the police, and I had to find solace in my brother's home. I needed a safe place for Carla and I. And in that time, I started a brand new journey, and it was a journey of rediscovering myself in a place of healing. And I got to do that in a safe place. No longer was I in homes that didn't allow me to be my best self. And life has an incredible journey, Dina. You never know like what's going to happen. Just as I was moving forward, there would be some steps back. And I see why. During my time of trying to overcome the financial burden of yet another divorced lawyer and all that comes with it, all of my belongings are in storage, so I've got that to deal with, and that's another financial thing. My dad had a heart journey that I needed to be a part of. But wouldn't you know it, in my time of being a volunteer, because I love volunteering, helping other communities, I'm a music lover, so I love volunteering at music festivals. I was violently assaulted at a music festival, and my daughter Carla, who was volunteering with me, was witness to that. And
Oh,
I nearly lost my life, and she nearly lost her mom. And again, at that time, instead of me just showing my true self, I could see the fear and the panic in her eyes. And I put on yet another mask, another layer. And I fought really hard to stay coherent so that I could just say to her, Mom's okay, Carla, don't worry. I'm going to be okay. But inside, I'm thinking, am I going to die? Because I don't know. My world is shifting. I just wanted to go into a big sleep. I was taken to the hospital to find that I had a lot of physical trauma from being thrown face down onto the concrete. My face was disfigured. I was a mess. My glasses were embedded into my face. I was definitely not a honey at that time. I tell you, there was no, oh baby, oh baby. Um, my top teeth went through my bottom lip. I was a mess. And as I was healing from the physical injuries, that's when I realized that I had a concussion. But I didn't know at the time because everything else was hurting and I was just swirling. And I didn't know that that concussion would actually place me on a 4-year long-term medical leave. I lost my job with Florida Health Services, and I had such a beautiful position, and I was thriving, shining, and being my best self. And in this journey, this is where I really had to start taking the masks off, because you can't get the help you need if you don't start uncovering the layers that we are, being ready to take one mask off to another until we get to the core of who we are. And in my journey of a concussion, I was placed in darkness again because having light like this was too hard. Um, couldn't carry conversations. I had a hard time formulating words. I didn't know how to wash and dress. I had post-it notes on my mirror to say, you're out of bed, go to the bathroom, wash your face, brush your teeth. I had to have a note in my bedroom to say, put your underwear on, put pants on, right? And yet other days I could do that and I wouldn't need the notes and I'd look at the notes and wonder, well, that's kind of weird. Why would I even have that? That's where I was. To have a conversation with you, I wouldn't have been able to do it at one time. There was no way that I could even have this conversation because you would be talking to me and I would be staring at you blankly as I was waiting for that information to process into my brain. Let me try to formulate words and let me say it. And I'm sure, well, I saw it with my family. They'd look at me like, okay, hello, we're talking to you. Are you there? Right? And I was there. My body was there, but my brain wasn't there. Through this journey, I went through a lot of rehabilitation. I went through a lot to bring this outside person back to life. I healed beautifully on the outside. Healing on the inside really was more than I expected because it wasn't just healing through the concussion, it was finding who I am, going back to that little girl who came into this world, filling everybody's heart with so much joy and so many smiles. Being that little girl who, from my earliest recollection, liked to play in sandboxes. And she liked more mud and would squish it through her fingers. She's that little girl who liked to take worms out of the water and put them into safe places. She's that little girl who liked to take her shoes off and stand in the puddles after the rain, and it felt so good, right? I had to find that little girl because I knew that she knew what joy was. I knew that that little girl knew what collecting moments was, collecting beautiful moments was. Because the person that I had become, although I had some great moments, I didn't appreciate them for all that they were. I did, but not to the depth that I do today. I sought counseling so that I could let go of the shame. Because I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that are doing what I did the entire time that my marriage was failing. In fact, the entire time both my marriages were failing, anytime I had a struggle in life, I never once let my parents know because I didn't want to place shame on the family.
Yeah. Mm.
I didn't want them to be embarrassed in any way, to have, I was scared that they would say to me, how could you let this happen? When in essence, if I think about it now, my mom would have said, we're here to help you so that it doesn't have to happen again. Because I am a mom. And for the two girls that I am missing with all of my heart, you love your children unconditionally, no matter what. I love those two girls more than anything in the whole world. And I think that need my love more than ever. Every morning when I wake up, I hold them in my heart, I hold
Mm.
them in my head. I know that they're young mothers, that I'm a baba. I have grandchildren I haven't yet met yet.
Oh.
Eldest one is going to be 4 here in April, and the others will be 2. And I hold them, and I hold a space for them in my head and in my heart, and I tell them how much I love them, and I thank them for being a part of my journey because they are with me every day, right here and right here. I thank my mom for being with me every day because I know that she is with me. She's wrapping me in a hug every day, saying, "You've got this, Con. You got this, girl. We can do this." I know that as a mother, that my parents would never have said any blame. They wouldn't have felt any shame. They would have been there to support me. But that's how I felt when you're in the darkness, Dina. You go through all of these thoughts in your head, so much so that your heart connects to them. So I felt that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't deserve more, that it was all my fault that the marriages had fallen apart. I walked in the land of shame. That's why I wore those masks, so that people would know what a total failure that I felt that I was. Um, I needed to really dig deep. And it was the concussion that I have to say I'm so grateful for, brought me to a place where I had no choice but to sit, reflect, to go back, to think back. Ooh, and I had to go really deep because we women are really good at burying things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can we create not only layers this way with our masks, but boy, we can create a lot of layers. And through those dark moments and me digging deep, I got to really connect with myself and know that I am worthy, that I am beautiful from the inside out, that I can be more, that I am more, that I can have more, that I already do have more, that I can experience more. And I started to celebrate all the more that I had in my life. Every minute through that journey started to become a journey filled with abundance and gratitude. Woohoo! I got through a morning and I didn't have to look at a post-it note. Yeah, celebrations, right? Every day we have things to celebrate. When I got to have a conversation with Carla and be able to prepare a simple breakfast like putting toast in the toaster and not wondering, okay, what happens after it comes out because I couldn't remember what goes on it. That was a celebration. If I could have a conversation with Carla, get toast in the toaster, and have a radio on and not feel distorted and feel confused and not have my brain not know, okay, where do I give my attention to? That was a celebration. And I currently live life with a brain injury and I'm living my best life because I'm my most authentic me. So what everybody sees right now is what you get. Yep, I need 2 hours in the morning to eliminate brain fog. Because trust me, you don't want me driving my vehicle because I really do feel impaired, and that's not good. I don't want to put me in danger, and I don't want to put anybody else in danger. So I have to get up 2 hours early to go through some motions that I need to accelerate my brain and to make sure that the fog is dissipated. And yeah, sometimes words don't come out, and that's okay. I love myself for who I am because know what? Nobody's perfect. Sometimes you stumble with your words and you probably don't even have a brain injury. It's all good. Through this path of self-discovery, when I needed to get back into the workforce, there were a lot of things that I didn't qualify for. And that started to break my confidence down again, especially when I started to bring it up. There were things that challenged me yet again. But life is like that. It'll put little things in your path. How do you view them is how you're going to get through them. So, obstacles for me are opportunities for growth. So, when I was looking at job descriptions and stuff like that, did I qualify? Nope. And that's okay. Because I came to realize that that wasn't for me, that life really wanted me to be in some place, in a position in my life where I would be the best fit. I would be the best fit for who I would be providing service to, and they would be the best fit for me because I needed someone who would give me care and compassion. And I was beautifully drawn to the role of a life celebrant in the funeral industry. Not at all a place that I would have thought of, and yet most beautiful place that where I could give care and compassion, where I could give all of my heart to people who are walking through darkness and in shadows, needing a gentle hand to guide and support them. All the gifts that I hold inside my heart, I found a place that I could give to others, where I could be my best self, where I could shine, where I could be that place of hope and inspiration for others. And that's when I realized that's my mission. That's my purpose in life. That's what I wanted to do all my life. That's why I chose the relationships that I did. It's so that I could give care and compassion and nurture and to make life better. And it cost me at times,
Mhm.
but it made me even more whole and more authentically who I am. And through that journey as a life celebrant, it led me to an even more beautiful place. It led me to the place where I am right now as a joy guide and facilitator. I am your guide to joy, and I created a program that really is my heart to you. showing you that wherever you are in your place in life, if you've lost someone, whether it is through death or like me, loss of family members or people close to you through other circumstances. You may have lost a job, you may have had a health journey where maybe your abilities have changed and you're like me, living with an injury, but yet we can be so vibrant and thriving. I designed a beautiful program and the supports where I show you that you do have a light inside of you. Yes, we sometimes do give a lot of our light away. Sometimes our light is diminished to this, and there's barely even a spark left. But we have a light still that is meant to be reignited so that we are absolutely living life wholly. Because in my world as a life celebrant, I get to share people's life stories. I learn all about you through remembrances from your family, and I weave your beautiful qualities into the service that I write and I officiate. I actually bring your story to life, and it is honoring for me, but it also honors the people that are missing their loved ones, right? And it got me thinking, why are we waiting for our end of life for someone like me, a celebrant, to remember, honor, and celebrate you? When every day we should be living our life story. We should be celebrating it and living vibrantly. And are we living life fully? Because I've heard so many stories. Oh, mom wished she would have traveled more. Dad waited until retirement so he could do this and never got the chance. Why are we waiting? We're always waiting for a better time. Oh, when the kids grow up, then I'll have more time for this.
Mhm.
Oh, when I take one more course, then I'll, accomplish that. Life is too short. We need to be living our best lives right now. And that's what your light within does. It leads you to the dreams that are sitting in here, where our head is sometimes saying, no, let's just wait till later. I connect your head and your heart, and we make your dreams your reality. And I just want everyone to celebrate life. I want you to collect beautiful moments in life so that you are experiencing all that life has to give you, all those great things. And when you see all those great things, the obstacles that are happening along the way, because every day there's something, right? But how we handle them is how our outcomes are going to be determined. So, well, that's part of my story.
That's amazing, Connie. I want to unpack this and dig in. There's a few spots that really jumped out at me, and backing up to the toxic environments that you were in and how that relates to the layers that we create, because that parallels some of what I found out too. I was at a point where I knew I needed to seek some professional help. And as we started digging into the layers, because I was concerned. I was really concerned that I wasn't like, who am I? I don't know. I'm lost under all those masks. And as I did some exercises with a psychologist to dig into that, I discovered, no, I'm authentic. I'm still here. And yes, this is who I am. That's who I'm representing to others. That's what the ones closest to me did know that. But why were they all these layers? I had pushed down so much grief and so much pain. And it's because I was in survival mode. And I think we often discount that. And like you mentioned, Connie, as mothers especially, we have all these hats that we wear and the roles that we fill and the responsibilities we feel have a higher priority than anything else that we are experiencing. So we just keep pushing that down. And I literally had grief from many, many years pushed down that hadn't been dealt with. And so for people just to consider, giving yourself that opportunity before you find your face smashed into concrete, or you have an autoimmune disease, or you have whatever it might be that stops you and creates that opportunity. really encourage people to stop and think, what am I ignoring? What about myself? What needs do I have? What those little voice, like you say, that intuition. Um, and in some cases, I loved how you mentioned the hindsight, like, okay, it's on repeat. It's on repeat. I wish I had done this. I wish I'd have known that. Just to use hindsight to recognize it. But now, what can you learn from it to move forward? So those were just all so juicy. The other thing that I really loved was just picturing in my mind little Connie with in the mud puddles and in the sandbox and in the rain with bare feet and saving the worms and all those little things. And I'm curious to know, in your journey of getting back in touch with her, did you go out and do some of those things and just connect that way and go, "Oh my gosh, this is so fun," because I I've found I can get away with doing some of that. Not only get away, I give myself permission to do some of that with my grandsons, and then I'm like, "Oh, I remember this. This is fun." Or with my bonus daughters, it's, go out and do something. Why not do it yourself? So I'm curious to know if you created any of those opportunities for adult Connie to get in touch with little young Connie.
Ask that question. There's no question I connected with your heart for a reason because you do bring out that little girl in me. I'm going to use the word joy. Joy is the highest vibration of energy that we can experience. And we experience that as kids, but we lose it as we move into adulthood. We get serious and we get focused and we think, oh, that's too silly. No, we shouldn't do that, right?
Mhm.
So we live happy, but are we living joyfully? And you're going to think this is crazy. And for anybody who comes onto my program, which starts here on March the 26th, I actually teach you to be that little kid again and to dream. And so here's what I do, Dina. I'm so glad you shared this. So I love being barefoot and I like being barefoot on the grass.
Yes.
And so I love feeling just that grass under my feet. I love feeling warm dirt or warm sand under my feet. If there's puddles, oh, hell yeah, I'm in there.
I
I
know.
will purposely take my shoes off. Now, I love making snow angels. And just this past winter, there are videos of me and my friend Jillian, who is also a Joy Facilitator. I got her making snow angels in the snow. Ah, best moment ever. And we were just laughing like little kids. I I still remember little Connie knowing what snow was at different times of the year. So there's sparkle snow, and it's when those tiny little crystals fall down and there's shimmers across the snow. Well, that's shimmer snow or sparkle snow. Then there's snowman snow, because
Mm.
that's the good stuff that makes snowmen. Yes, I make snowmen. And then there's that fresh air spring smell of snow that we've been able to experience right now. And I love when you step outside and reminds me of being that little girl who used to have her little bag of marbles. And playing marbles was a thing when I was growing up. In school, we would take marbles to school, and at recess time, you would play this marble game. And it's crazy that, well, this must be a Canadian thing because we would play marbles in the snow where you would kind of throw it, try to tap the other person's marble. If it touched, then you got their marble, when in essence it's much easier to do it to roll it in the grass. Marbles don't roll in snow very good, but it reminded me of marbles as a kid when I was growing up, right? Just the smell of this spring snow, I call it, where it's slowly transitioning out and coming in. Yes, I do play like a little girl. I still color. That's something that I just started to do. Coloring was a thing that I loved. And somebody came up with this beautiful idea of having grown-up coloring books.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Just break my heart, whoever came up with that, right? And I have a grown-up way of creating dreams. So your audience doesn't see this, but I have a vision board across from my computer right now. Only I'm a big dreamer, and I don't just have a vision board. I actually have a wall of images across from me right now. A
Oh,
big one in the center that says believe, and another big word right beside it that says joy. Because when we believe in ourselves, anything is possible. And when we strive for joy, everything is possible. Everything. So my wall is filled with dreams, aspirations, and it's not only for me, it's experiences for others. I've got, for instance, a little travel trailer, and that's for my daughter Carla and her soon to be husband Taylor, because they love camping, but they don't have a trailer. And that's my dream. I want to gift them a trailer. I've got spa packages noted, and that's for my girlfriends and I to have those beautiful spa retreats that we so deserve, right? I've got pictures of my family and friends there, and it's me envisioning all the beautiful experiences that we've had and those yet to come, right? So,
I love
yes,
that.
we need to play. We are still little kids inside, all of us, right? So, let's uncover those layers.
So, do you find, because this is some of the work you do now, happy we're comfortable with, joy we start to get uncomfortable. It's like we think, okay, well, something's going to come along to cancel that out. I don't deserve it. And it's an uncomfortable feeling. We're so much more our conversations is, well, yeah, I'm doing all right. Or could be, not too bad, could be better. We tend to be uncomfortable with admitting that we are having the most amazing experience. Like you say, love your life. You use that phrase frequently. And I just feel like it's something that we are uncomfortable experiencing and even more uncomfortable admitting to others. Is that something that you find is common?
Oh, very much so. If I use me as an example, I didn't want to have to walk through those discomforts to find my glimmers of light. That was hard. It really is hard. That's part of the going in deep. It is also, though, one of the greatest tools is when you have the contrast in your life, then you can see how bright things are, right? If we didn't have one, you don't have the other. You can't experience joy if you didn't have that contrast to say, this is not our best place in life. When we walk through that contrast, through those obstacles, the things that we really don't want to uncover, it becomes even more empowering when you do it step by step by step, just gently. You don't have to rip the band-aid open. Life is not meant to be like that. It's a gentle journey of walking forward. And if you need to take a little step back, yep, that's okay. And then take a few steps forward. We're meant to walk through ease and flow, right? It doesn't have to be, a bull crashing through a china shop. Because holy shit balls, that's never pretty. Seriously, you leave
Yeah.
a mess. No. So do things in a way that honor your head and your heart. And it's my mission to help guide you. We don't know the way, but I can give you the tools so that you can feel all the feelings that you're feeling. It's called the joy method, actually. Feel the feelings, recognize them. Sometimes those feelings are in your heart, sometimes it's tension in your body, sometimes those feelings are autoimmune diseases that have encompassed our bodies because of stress, right? Feel those feelings. And then what thoughts are running through your head? I can tell you, I had some really not nice feelings about the ex people in my life. They were ugly. And I did not say kind words, and I was actually wishing not good things for those people. But I'm in a place in my life right now where they're now people who I once used to know. They actually did bring me to where I am, and I give thanks. I do. Do I like them? No, but I thank them. They got me to where I am because now I'm my best self. Having those people in my life actually showed me that I now know who my best me is, and I have me back, all of me, all of me back. So through going through recognizing the feelings and thinking, what thoughts am I thinking in my head? Shifting them. Because when we shift our thoughts, then we start moving in a whole brand new direction, right? When we start thinking more positively, and I had to have a lot of positive affirmations all over because I wasn't believing the words that I was saying when I was saying, I am abundant, I am confident, um, I am healthy. I wasn't feeling it. And those words were conflicting. I needed to find a place where I could honor those feelings, honor those negative thoughts, and then shift them to allow me to believe all those thoughts. They got me to where I am, but I got a lot of help. And if it takes affirmations, I still do daily affirmations every day, something to anchor my head and my heart to. Because why not? They don't hurt. And it's another chance for me to play in a grown-up way,
Mhm.
right? What's the affirmation today? What card am I going to pull, right? And when we shift our thoughts and we can set an intention, what do we want in our lives? What do we want our day to look like? And I'm here to help guide you with that. Baby steps. I'm not going to have you envision what does life look like 5 years from now? When I do know what it looked like, when you can even envision what the next 5 hours were going to look like in your day, right? So let's set the intention. And when you set a positive intention, it gives you something to anchor to. And then how does that feel? When you're envisioning this this vision. So for me, if I wanted to have a better outcome in my day with some people in my life, or for me, just to even get my pants on the right way, because I've put them on backwards a few times, I'll tell you that, right? Um, just envisioning what does that look like? How does that feel? Then all of a sudden you start feeling gratitude, and gratitude creates that ripple effect. And the next thing you know, you're celebrating a beautiful day in your life, right? A beautiful walk in life. So I want everyone to walk through life collecting beautiful moments. And I want dreams to be your wings. That's my gift to you. Yeah.
I love that. What a beautiful note to wrap on. And I thank you for sharing the journey with us that you were on. I can't even imagine some of the things you described. Some I've lived, some similar toxic, that part maybe. Um, the losing children, no, I can't. I can't even. It hurts my mom heart to even think of what you do, and but the beautiful way that you are dealing with that every day. And I really feel that they know, they feel that love, and there will be a time when you will be reunited, and and then the struggle through the brain injury. And I I I commend you and respect you and admire you for where you are today through all of that, the healing it took, the very um, intentional present, being present and accepting the help you needed, which is also a struggle for us as women, I find, and just taking it forward as a beautiful gift to others. So we will have your contact information as well as the information about your course that's launching right away. And we will have that available in the show notes for people to connect with you directly, and just I really encourage anyone to talk to Connie about what your struggles are. Where are you? How has her journey touched your life? And hearing this story today, and yeah, she has this beautiful, beautiful presence about her, and it's so loving and heart-centered. So I really do uh, enjoy spending time with you, Connie, and gifting this conversation to our listeners because it's a way for them to just to sit in and hear some words from someone who's been there and can encourage them forward.
Oh, thank you so much, Dina. And for all of your listeners, I just want you to know that you are perfect just the way that you are. You really and truly are. I believe in you, as do others.
Thank you. We'll connect again soon.
Thank you.
I hope you found that conversation insightful, encouraging, and also a reminder to all of us that what we see isn't always as it appears. People are going through a lot of things in their lives, and we would want that compassion shared to us. And that is something that we can offer to others without judgment. Instead, be curious and reach out, reach in, figure out a way that you can make someone's day a little better. And it might just start with a smile. I thank you very much for spending your time with me here today and encourage you to please subscribe to the podcast, follow us on social media, check out our events. We have lots of ways that we can help you or someone that you love. Share this with a friend if there's someone that you know could benefit from this. And hey, keep smiling that beautiful smile because the world really does need your sunshine. It means a lot that you spend this time with us and meet our experts and professionals who can help you through whatever life changes you're facing. Please refer to our terms of service available on our website, lifechangesmag.com. The link is in the show notes. Our disclaimer: Divorce Magazine Canada, Life Changes Magazine and channel, and divorce resource groups are intended to educate and provide quality, credible resource information. The contents should not be used as factual until consultation with the appropriate professionals for any guidance. Divorce Magazine Canada, Life Changes Magazine, and Life Changes Channel, as well as the divorce resource groups, do not constitute endorsements for, nor liability for any claims made in the presenting of this information.